Good morning, what's happening? Today I wanted to talk about one of the ways that you can generate very high quality AI images using Midjourney, but using bespoke images. And so what we would look to do is type painters and decorators into Google. If that was your niche, if you're a plumber, you type something else, whatever it might be. So basically you would do your search and then click on images. And then what we're going to do is import these images into Midjourney. Now, most of these are all, I believe, stock images. So it just shows you there's a real lack of images available. And most of this is stock images. So there's not actually that many images of that stock, that one isn't, that looks like stock, etc., etc. So it just shows you the lack of information, the lack of time that has been invested in generating real images for painting and decorating jobs. So, I mean, it's not really ideal because what we want to do on our, I mean, that's actually quite a nice one because they've done the cutting in. So if we just use this as an example, what we can do, this is just going to be a quick video today, but what we can do is basically take this image, interior painters and decorators, and then what we do is we go into Midjourney. Now, I don't know if you've ever used Midjourney before. It is a paid service, but the content that it generates is incredible. So you do so this is in Discord, so you have to join a Discord. I think Midjourney is about 20 bucks a month, and you want the describe function. If you haven't used Discord before, it is a pig to set up. You have to build a profile, etc., etc. Whatever, right? You can figure that out. What I want to show you is what this can potentially do. So there I've picked interior painters and decorators in Acton. So that's obviously someone optimizing their image for their geographic location. Now what this is going to do is going to basically provide a description. A man is painting a blue room. Now that doesn't make any sense. In the style of flat areas of colour, precise detailing. Right, so what I would probably do is use this one. This looks a bit more like this. So then what we do is we take that prompt and then we go into Imagine. Now, let's see what it comes up with. So this process is going to take a minute or two. I've got the fast version, so it's as fast as it can be. But basically, we just have to sit here and wait while it comes up with some images. And we can do variations upon these images. I prefer Midjourney to DALL-E in terms of the quality of the images that it generates. However, it doesn't yet have an API, so you can't actually trigger it from any article publishing software. So I think it will inevitably come. And look, we can see now that these images are beginning to be created. So I'm at 62%, and it'll render the images in a few seconds time. Right, so now, wow, they're not right. They're not right. So what we need, so in learning how to prompt this has not done what I wanted it to do, but what we want is a photo, high definition image of a painting contractor, blah, 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 blah. I'm not sure who Frank Bramley is. He's probably an artist. And I don't think we want these bits. Let's just take these out and see what it comes up with. In theory, what I was hoping would happen, and this is the beautiful thing about AI, but what I was hoping would happen was that when we import the image, it would then automatically output images which are like the one that we've imported. And it maybe what we need to do is actually go back to these prompts and say, a man is painting. And basically, as you use this software more and more, then this is when you begin to learn is a HD realistic photo of a man painting and decorating Right, there we go. Let's see what that comes up with. Right, so this one does look better. It's still got some weird stuff on the walls. It's probably not the best example, but as you can see, we've now got, so that, I quite like image number 1, but I'm not sure about the floor. Number 2, so basically what we're doing is we're upscaling some of the images. By pressing this, it upscales them, so it basically creates higher resolution versions of it. And the beautiful thing about it, I mean, look at this, look at these. This is the kind of stuff that you can do with Midjourney. It's just amazing. They're like the definition. So photorealistic image, that is like a very, very key prompt. Right, so here we've got an image. We can have a look at it in the browser. Now that is pretty good in terms of the quality of it. I'm not sure about the color on the floor. When it loads, it takes a little while. But yeah, so I'm not sure about spilling paint all over the floor. But that, I mean, that is pretty bloody good. It looks nice to me. And obviously, if we're using it on a kind of cloud site or something like that, it's just about getting content. Right, so we've got some more here. I don't know what the hell. Oh, that looks quite nice. Number 1 looks quite nice. And number 4 looks quite nice. But I don't like all the blue all over the floor. It just looks a bit messy. It's not really the kind of... That's nice. That's nice. Look, we've got something good there. So as you can see, you have to refine the prompts a bit. But what we end up with is really high resolution images that we can potentially use. Now what we can do, EXIF editor, what we can then do, if you're not aware of this, this is a really important tip. So basically what we want to do is we want to save image as. We don't want it as the standard default setting. I was just going to do it as that anyway, right? So we've got blue painter, we'll call it that. In fact, we will say painter and decorator in, I don't know, let's say Watford, right? Town near where I live. So the problem is it generates them in WebP format. Now, I'm not sure if the EXIF editor is going to accept this as a format. But anyway, we can give it a go. So, okay, back at it. I was trying to get it editing, and what I was doing was viewing rather than edit. So basically what EXIF is a type of metadata. So effectively what this does is we can tell Google information about an image even if that information wasn't originally recorded when the image was generated. So I've got a file here, Painters and Decorators in Watford, which we've generated via Midjourney. There's lots of other tools that you could use. Midjourney is a paid tool, but I really like the output sometimes. I think some of the pictures are amazing. We obviously haven't quite nailed it today, but that's okay. Right, so what we can do in here is I've uploaded the image, and basically what this is going to do is basically add in information regarding the image. So painter and decorator in Watford, okay. Content location code, so we can say Watford. Anyway, so what we can do is we can say it's in Watford. I thought there was the ability to, there we go, Watford. So we can basically, what we're doing is we're effectively stuffing keywords in this image, right? That's effectively what's happening here. So what we should end up with is that's in Hertfordshire. I don't know the location name, country, United Kingdom. All right, so what this is basically telling Google, when they see this image, they will know that this image was taken in this particular location. So what we can then do, right, so this is another way of getting a your NAP information. So info@heartsdecorators.com, 01582787224 is the telephone number, http heartsdecorators.com. And then we can say Painters Watford. Okay, so as you can see, what we are doing is basically giving lots of different pieces of information, and then it writes in the JPEG, and then you download the JPEG, and it's got all this information that is ready. So we can open the image. There we go. The image is still there. What we then want to do is go back and download it. But then when we upload the image, and particularly in local Google Business, this information is really important because we're telling Google when it scans the image and the information that this is an image that's about a particular topic. Obviously, we put it in the title, we put it in the meta tags, etc., etc. And we can now see in the EXIF information, which should be, it hasn't pulled it through. There should basically, what should happen is, there we go, right. So in the IPTC information, we've got all of this information. So we've got NAP, we've got email address, we've got location, painters, keywords, etc., etc., which is crucial. This is a really, really important way of having additional information that just backs up the fact that we are painters and decorators in Watford. Right, done. So that's that. That's now saved, and then we can obviously incorporate that into our web process. Now, obviously, there's ways of doing batches of these. There's a piece of software that you can get which basically incorporates batches of these so that you can do them en masse. But these are the little signals that basically tell Google, particularly for Google Business, if you're trying to optimize for a particular geographic location, this is the kind of information that says we are doing it in this location. So hopefully that was worthwhile. Not entirely the result that I wanted from the images, and maybe we'll do some more later on. I'll show some other examples, but this is the kind of little tips and little tricks that basically make your content that you're producing more relevant. Now, obviously, if you're using a phone, you can geotag your images whilst you're taking them. So if you're a contractor, you're a painting and decorating contractor, for example, you can actually geotag your images whilst you're taking them. Then that EXIF data is already incorporated in the image. So you wouldn't need to do this. If it was taken on site on a particular job for whatever the business is, then obviously this element would not apply. But it can be a really important way if you're using AI generated images to geotag those images with a specific location. Anyway, click if you do want to comment on the video, that would be most appreciated, and then we could use a term today, AI generated images, just as a means of getting YouTube to rank us. Anyway, hopefully it was worthwhile. Hopefully you learned something, and look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day.